Yo, what's going on today, guys? It's XO, and today I want to make another video. I want to talk about why modern men feel lost nowadays. I feel like that's a big thing plaguing our society. Modern men are lost, and that causes a lot of problems. Men are the backbone of a civilization, and women support the men. But if men have no purpose, then bad things start happening because men can be violent and especially when they're lost and they feel worthless. You know, Satan and his legions are very strong with men. So yeah, that's what I want to talk about today. So my first point I think that contributes a lot to why modern men feel lost is the loss of God. I mean, we've lost God. We've strayed so far away from Him in these past couple of decades, especially since the sexual revolution in the 50s, post World War II, secularism, relativism, and hedonism. All that post war, peace type of happiness or prosperity. A lot of people just turned to pleasure. Life was good. I mean, we defeated the Nazis. We liberated Europe. We were the heroes. The American economy was booming. We dug out of the Great Depression, and we were a great nation. We finally were the number one nation in the world, and that caused a lot of problems because America does have a pride problem. I will admit, we are some prideful guys, but also that pride led to hedonism. It led to relativism. Everything's relative. Morals. Just chase pleasure. Just live in the moment. Follow your heart. All this stuff that it didn't exist before World War II. That's not how people thought. That's not what the basis of Western civilization was. I mean, Western civilization was based on philosophy and Christian values, Roman and Greek philosophy, and Christian values. That's what founded the Western civilization. And yeah, we lost that. We lost all those ideas in basically 30 years. It was gone. The baby boomers of World War II lived through some of the best times in not only American history, but, you know, Western culture. I mean, even if you weren't in Germany, you were living pretty good. So, yeah. Another thing is loss of community through social media. We've lost a lot of community. Back in the day, you used to know your neighbors, used to know your townspeople, used to know those people at school. I mean, you used to know people at work. You used to know people. You used to be aware of your surroundings. You'd have some sort of community, people who were close to you. That is gone. Social media has sold us the lie of interconnectedness when it's actually disconnected us from our peers in real life. And it's made everyone live on this hellhole of ideas and echo chambers that are plaguing the minds of young men, and it's ruining them, and men have no purpose. Men need brotherhood. Men need God. They need purpose. They need to feel like they're serving a greater good. That's what men were created to do. They were created to lead and to serve. And social media and the loss of God have contributed to that in major ways. And I think probably the most major ways. But yeah, I mean, it's bad. Another point would be the lack of education and misinformation. I don't know so much about misinformation. I feel like if you're educated, you can sift through misinformation or disinformation. But the lack of education, I mean, I go to school and I go to work and I see my peers, my classmates, I see my coworkers, and I mean, people aren't articulate and people don't care. People, they don't give a shit. I mean, they honestly don't care about educating themselves. They don't care about politics. They don't care about religion. They don't care about the world. They don't care about nothing. All they know is dopamine, 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 and what makes them feel good. And it sounds like wrong, but it's not. I mean, really, if you talk to somebody, 90% of them just want to talk about hobbies or things they do for fun and whatever their like passion is. all that's just relying on dopamine. They don't talk about getting better or ideas or nothing. They just talk about, video games. They'll talk about weed. They'll talk about bitches. They'll talk about, cars, all this shit that just makes them happy and gives them a dopamine rush. But it doesn't really, like, actually educate them or serve them or better them in any sort of any shape or form. So, yeah. Another thing is a lack of physical fitness. I mean, the food is bad. Yeah, I mean, that's a whole thing. The American food industry is sabotaging our young men. Testosterone levels are the lowest they've been, and yeah, that's no excuse though. We should all be working harder to try and become more physically fit, because you don't want a nation of, of simpletons. You don't want a nation of weak men. You want a nation of military fit, strong men ready to serve their country. That's the nation that gets things done. That's what the nation was in 1940. That's what it was in 1917 and 1861, and that's what it needs to go back to. So that's my view on that. That's a whole nuance. That's a whole thing. But another huge thing is porn. Porn ruins our dopamine receptors, first of all, our view of women, second of all, and it sexualizes our brain. And it basically just ruins us. It's a spiritual sickness, and it's only curable by God. And that's the only reason we're going to get through it. But I do think that governments should take some, action to prevent these things from getting out there onto the interwebs. I think they should ban it. They should definitely have heavy, heavy restrictions, age verification, all that good stuff. And they're already working to do that. I think about 7 states have banned the hub and or have age restriction laws, which is good. We're moving in the right direction. It kind of gives me a little bit of hope for society, because maybe it's not all completely fucked, but yeah. So, we've lost God, we've lost our community, we're uneducated, we're fat, we're lazy, and we watch too much porn, but a lot of it, not to like blame anybody, but a lot of people grew up without major parental figures in their life, because a lot of the reason was, especially nowadays, the economy is so bad, parents just work and sleep and they don't have time for their kids. And then they send their kids off, they hand their kids video games, they send them off to school, basically give them free reign. Kids have had more free reign than they've ever had in human history, probably. And it's led to school shootings, it's led to major extremism and ideologies among kids, a rise in violence, minor crimes. And yeah, I mean, parents need to be there for their kids. But that's also due to governmental aspects and the economy aspects that, are caused by people who don't want to see the average American succeed. So, yeah, that's my thought on those things. If you guys got any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments. Thank y'all for listening to another video. God bless y'all, and America first.